We're Jess and Orion, this is Benji and Lily, and together we have been travelling and exploring all over the UK with our tent box. Join us every Wednesday and Sunday as we share our adventures. Hit subscribe to follow along and see where the road takes us. Well, today could potentially be a sad day of goodbyes, maybe for now, because this car has got its MOT due. And yes, I'm aware that probably sounds super dramatic. However, if anything flags up wrong with the car, I don't have the funds to pay for it. The whole maternity leave and stuff it's got its tight grip on us, and this is our only car at the moment. To make matters worse, I'm also driving all the way back to my old home in Warwick, which is like an hour away, to get the car MOT'd. I am also pushing my luck even further because I've not had it serviced in 2 years. Yes, I know, don't shout at me in the comments, but it's like every year or 10,000 miles and it's not really done that, so it'll be fine. The reason I'm going all the way to Warwick to get the car serviced is purely because I've been going to this garage for forever, and I feel more confident taking my car to that garage and hoping it will pass there. If it doesn't and anything flags up, oh, we are in a pickle. My family are away, like going camping and on holiday and stuff like that. I don't want to know how much it's going to cost me to get an Uber from Warwick to where I live now, which is probably, if I had that money, I could probably just pay for it. So we're just going to wing it and hope for the best. I actually adore this car and I hope everything is okay with it. We've just got new roof bars on it. Last year I actually had the cam belt changed as well. So everybody keep your fingers crossed. Let's pray that it passes its MOT. On the plus side, we actually get to spend a day out in Warwick, and I've not been round there in forever, basically since I lived there. So it'd be kind of nice to wander around and see what's changed in the space of like 5 months. But there's no use putting it off. Let's go. Okay, H.M. Brian & Sons, look after me car. At least we picked a good day for it. I was actually expecting this to take all day, so I kind of planned on walking around Warwick for the day, but apparently I just need to go back in an hour. So hopefully it passes and we can just go back, pick the car up, and then we've got a day of fun activities. Little update on Lily, by the way. As Jess just points out, some massive pine cones, which, to be fair, they are actually huge. I don't think in all the time that I lived here, went to school here, I actually ever walked around this park. It's full of surprise. I don't think I've ever seen pine cones that big. Absolutely massive. Anyway, pine cones aside, Lilia is coming on 5 months old now, which is crazy to say. She's getting much better at sitting up on her own, and she still is like full of energy, always wants to be standing or sat upright looking around. We've now got a baby carrier for her, so we can actually walk her around, but she's just woken up from a nap, so she's in the pushchair for today. But unfortunately, it kind of brings me on to some not so good news potentially. I'm not really sure just yet, just because I don't know how it's going to go. But with Jess returning to work in the not so distant future, she's only got like a couple of months left now before she goes back to work. It's kind of left me wondering if I can keep maintaining the 2 vlogs a week thing, as I literally just discovered this absolutely gorgeous little spot. A little bit of a tangent, but I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I never walked around the area in which I lived. I lived here for well over a decade, obviously grew up going to school around here and stuff like that. But I always ventured further afield, driving or traveling further away to go and explore stuff. And I never took time to appreciate where I actually was. I wish I'd walked around this place earlier. It's actually lovely. Nettles can piss off though, bane of my existence. But as I was saying, my concern is that when Jess returns back to work and I kind of tackle full-time dad situation, looking after Lilia a lot of the time, I lose a lot of my like daytime to just pop outside and quickly put something together. I don't know if anyone pays too much like close attention to the vlogs and sees that maybe my t-shirt or my jacket or whatever changes throughout the vlog, and it's because I film it in several different days, like maybe doing a little bit of it, like an hour here, a little bit of an hour there. And some of these projects, like whether it's the gardening or like the DIY stuff, can take several days of like graft to put those videos together. And I do that like throughout the week sometimes, you know. I hit render on Tom's video and it takes maybe an hour or whatever it takes, and then I'm uploading and I can't do anything at my desk, so I just nip outside, go do some DIY and then carry on working. It's going to become a little challenging to do that when I'm predominantly looking after Lily, which makes me wonder if I should drop back down to one video a week and use my weekends to film those videos and fill them out and stuff. So maybe the videos will be a little bit longer, but yeah, just a word of warning that my consistency, or not necessarily consistency, but my frequency of uploads might change as time goes on. I'm just going to have to play it by ear because we don't actually know what's going to happen when Jess goes back to work. It's a little bit sad because last year we were like on the climb, booming, and then this year we're kind of, it's almost like we've got to the top of the hill and we're on a little bit of a low at the moment. We're in a bit of a dip as things settle down and I relax again after having such a manic year of so much going on. But yeah, you never know what's going to happen. We've got some farming stuff coming up soon, updates about the campsite really soon, because there has been some revelations about that. So stay tuned if you're interested in seeing those things. I will still share everything, it's just maybe not twice a week. Actually reminds me when he was born, I decided to actually start this channel because Wednesdays became my like father Sundays where me and Benji just spent time together and we did things, and that's when the allotment vlogs began and my vlogs in general, because it's just to document me spending time with Benji as he was growing up before he went to nursery. So maybe we'll actually do that again, but with Lilia. So I don't know. I don't want to step too far away from my DIY like renovation type videos because people really enjoy those, and I almost feel like I found content that I thrive in. So yeah, we'll see. We're mixing things up and trying it as it goes. Fun fact, that is actually where I got my first ever guitar. As many years ago, I used to be a web developer and I used to walk up the street every day to work, and on the way back home I used to walk past that guitar shop and I used to see this acoustic guitar in the window all the time. I was like, one day I'm going to go in there, I'm going to buy myself a guitar. And lo and behold, I did it. And then later on I quit being a web developer and went and worked to Wetherspoons. Change your career. I actually built the website for this restaurant, but long story short, I eventually realized that web development wasn't really for me, and I just kind of did it to go through the motions of qualifications, school, work and so on, and then didn't know what to do. My mate just offered me a job at Wetherspoons. Then I ended up working behind a bar for 8 years. I kind of just got stuck in hospitality really, but I enjoyed it, so one of those. Another fun fact for you, at King's High School for Girls, Sophie Turner, who plays Sansa in Game of Thrones, went to school there. I actually met her at a club once. Wasn't a good experience, but well, you know, apparently it's actually for sale. I don't know if it's just this building here and the clock tower. That would be really cool to own though. Bet it costs an absolute fortune, however. Imagine living here though, across the road from Warwick Castle. I have to admit, as much as I do love living in the countryside, I do really miss living in Warwick where I grew up. It's such a lovely place to be, and I never ever take for granted how fortunate I was to actually have a home here. Maybe one day in the future I'll come back, but highly unlikely. We have talked about or considered returning back here if things don't work out up in the countryside, but yeah, highly unlikely. I guess for now we can just appreciate this place from a distance, because I just walked past an estate agent's, and as gorgeous as some of these properties actually are, it's not cheap. And go on then, gotta grab myself a Greggs. All right, time for the moment of truth. Did my car pass its MOT? The survey says
there you go,
it passed. That is one big sigh of relief. Now to get it booked in for its service. Now that is pretty cool. That door has been there since 1695 and it used to be a prison door. It actually could have been there for a lot longer than that because it was a fire that happened the year before and they rebuilt it in 1695. It's mad to think how doors like that in cast iron, steel and so on still structurally sound, and I can't see anyone breaking through that door now, let alone back then. But with my car safely returned, it is time to head on back home, where the weather is most definitely gloomy, because it is indeed a new day. Yeah, that was all I could fit into that day as I kind of got caught up with work and other stuff. So we are back home. It is a new day, and yeah, as you can see, the weather's turned a bit grey and grumpy. However, today is the only day of this weather, as for the next like 4 days or something like that, it's meant to be like 20 degrees and sunny. But I am making my way past the disappointing flowers I replanted, to give a shout out to everyone on Patreon. It has actually been a while since we've done any gardening, and this bed is starting to grow some weeds through again, so I need to get on top of that. But yeah, a big thank you to the guys who support me over on Patreon, as well as those who buy the merch and hit subscribe on here and become members. I really do appreciate it. But the final update and a little follow-up from Jess's embroidery. She has got much better and a lot more confident with using the machine and being able to produce things that she wants. She kind of stumbled across a little roadblock when it comes to digitization, which is where you essentially turn your artwork or whatever you design into like a stitch pattern so the machine can actually embroider it. Now that she's getting better at that, as you can see by like this, my first Easter that she did for Lily's t-shirt, amongst like a bunch of other stuff that I'll throw up on the screen now that she's been making, she's starting to make some progress, and she's actually come up with her little logo so she can start doing things and maybe taking requests or like creating things, but you know, ready for Father's Day or birthdays and, you know, anniversaries, all these kind of things. Like lots of little things starting off small. So if you're interested in like following along with Jess's crafting and the embroidery stuff, then I urge you to go follow her on Instagram. She has been posting everything that she's been up to over on her Instagram, so that is the best place to keep on top of where she's up to and how she's getting on with those things. As I say, we will be utilizing my Patreon to share and do some more custom things. Like if you do buy the Orion like Whittle merch but you want something custom on it, when we get to that point with the merch, then there is a little bit of a longer process to that where you can place an order, I will get it delivered to me, and then we'll do our custom like embroidery to it, and then we'll reship it out again. So the process takes a bit of time with the merch, which is going well. I like, honestly, people are still buying the clothing. I'm super happy with it. I've had some really great feedback. It's nice to know that it's not just my opinion where I say like the clothing is really comfortable. Other people have said it's really nice to wear as well. So the quality is really high, and I'm really proud of where that's going so far. Hopefully have a new design coming soon. I know I keep saying it, but we're getting closer and closer to the point where that is going to be a reality. It's just honestly, this is what this vlog was originally meant to talk about, is how I'm like trying to juggle everything and do 2 vlogs a week is becoming really difficult, and I would rather limit how much I'm outputting so I can create better quality products, like not just my clothes but like my vlogs. I don't want my vlogs to just be like really rushed and thrown together, kind of like this one is. This is the day before I'm actually posting the vlog, so the vlog's going to go out if you're watching this on the Sunday. I'm filming this the day before because I just don't have the time in the moment, and it's really frustrating. So I'm trying to figure out the best possible way to do that, alongside, you know, mixing up my content is also hurting the video. So there's a lot of things that have been like playing on my mind, and I needed to get this video out here just to address the fact that yes, because of, you know, being a dad and parenting and all these other things, it is going to get increasingly more difficult for me to keep my upload schedule how it is now. But I think this guy has rambled on for enough today, so I'm going to keep this vlog nice and short, as I literally just filmed this bit and it lasted 3 to 5 minutes of me just rambling even further. So I'm gonna cut that clip, and I'm just gonna say thank you very much for watching. If you are new to my channel, you want to hit subscribe. Doesn't cost me anything, it's free. I don't normally have videos like this where I just chat crap for the whole like 15 minutes of the vlog, but I just need to get it out there and kind of decide what to do, whether to go down to 1 vlog a week or keep it how it is. If you guys like how the vlogs are, if you're someone who doesn't comment very often, make an account, head over to YouTube, get it on your phone or whatever, leave a comment, let me know if you'd like me mixing up with like the day out vlogs, kind of like this one. Isn't necessarily a day out vlog. The adventures will be there soon when the weather gets a little bit better, but the day out vlogs are kind of like mixed up vlogs where maybe I talked about, you know, building a house down on the farm, or today is a little bit of an update video and so on. And then the gardening vlogs as well as DIY vlogs. It does seem that people really like the DIY project videos, and I should probably focus on making those more. And the gardening vlogs, not so much. It's hard to say because YouTube is just so heavily thumbnail title. If it's not very good, the video won't perform, which is annoying. So I know I have a few thousand people that watch these vlogs, which is crazy to say. I would love it if you could just, for this particular video, go out your way just to leave a comment and let me know what you think, because your feedback is so important. And yeah, it's hard to tell just off numbers with how the YouTube algorithm works. But anyways, this has been Orion. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a thumbs up rain. I'd appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, much love. Bye-bye. So everybody.
All right. Hiya.
If you made it through the entirety of the nonsense of me chatting throughout this video, thank you for bearing with me. I've just got so much in my mind to talk about at the moment. We're back to regular scheduling soon.